Welcome back. Today we're going to be playing Scarlet Hollow. For those of you that don't know, Scarlet Hollow is from the developers of Slay the Princess. Return to the crumbling coal town your family built generations ago for the funeral of your aunt. You won't be able to save everyone. You might not even be able to save yourself. Welcome home. This is a visual novel game, so let's jump straight in. Your name is... Oh, do I go with my name? Or I'm gonna go with the name I just use everywhere. Asuka. If you know, you know. You live in the city of... It has to be, right? Raccoon City. Pronouns. We can go with these. Oh, select 2 traits. Traits unlock additional paths and dialogue options. Powerful build, strong and athletic, the pinnacle of fitness. An intimidating presence, tough as nails. Mystical, strange and unusual, you see threads of reality in ways others cannot. Talk to animals. You can talk to animals, animals can talk to you. A gift and a curse. Ooh. Street smart. You know how to lie and when you're being lied to. Slick and convincing, no door can hold you. Hot. Attractive and charming, a natural flirt. People want to either be with you or be you. Book smart, well-read and rational, possess a wealth of oh no, I can't say it. Esoteric knowledge and know when to use it. A talented researcher. Keen eye, observant, picks up on vibes, understands others' perspectives. Gosh, I was going to say perceptions. Perspectives, right. Off to a good start for a visual novel game, aren't I, with all this reading? What should we go for? I think maybe street smart and book smart? Confirm. Curious to know how it changes everything. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself travelling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearlan Scarlet? Your cousin's mother and your aunt. Seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a silly teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. You know, pushing joggers into the harbour, that sort of thing. Pain and illness. You violently fake a coughing fit. Pretending to be sick has always been one of the better ways to get people to leave you alone in strange places. Oh, are you sick? That's alright, I'm pretty sure I've already had whatever you've got. I'm sick all the time, gotta keep my immune system on its toes, you know? So, this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad, and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough, she lost her balance, and fell into the harbour all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us, We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though, about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like for real, and geez, you ever just get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? Yeah. You smile and pretend you didn't just say that. I know you'd get me. We understand each other. Somebody trying to break your heart, that changes a person. Makes them want to do things they never thought they'd want to do. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff. So I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Haha, wow, that's neat. Please let this man get off the bus soon. You think you're not sure where he could possibly take this conversation next, but you definitely don't want to find out. Yeah, people tell me I lead an interesting life, but I don't know, I'm just going with the flow. Maybe other folks don't do that enough. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I didn't. No need to be nasty. I was just asking. Not like I'm gonna follow you off the bus or anything. So, if you aren't getting off at my stop, then you must be headed to Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in these parts. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. I ride it pretty often, so I'd know. Almost nobody ever goes up that way, though come to think of it, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. Ha. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip, sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Nice, I love boiled peanuts. You take the boiled peanuts. Glad they're going to a good home. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there is so much as a road, let alone a bus, that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Oscar. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha. She looks annoyed to be here. Shall I offer her my boiled peanuts? Want some peanuts? I got them from the bus. You hold out the dripping bag, offering it to your cousin. What? Put those away. Why would I want your wet peanuts? Now come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip: dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. Explore: how are you holding up? Fine. You know you can talk to me, right? I know we only just met, but you know I went through something similar with my own mom, so if you ever need to vent I'm good. So, the funeral, it's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Need any help planning? If you ever need help with errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine, just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mum to thank for that, or had, I guess. I'm sorry, but is there bad blood between us? All I know is my mum left and she was mad at this side of the family, but I don't know much besides that. Your cousin stares straight ahead, her expression icy. Remains silent. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone used to cramped apartments in grey cities. Ah, I see. Elegance is not lost on you, someone who is used to cramped apartments in grey cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive. Each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. We'll go with this one. It's beautiful. I don't think I've ever been in a building that feels as powerful as this. You're lying through your teeth, but Tabitha doesn't know, or doesn't need to know that. In fact, not only does she not need to know that you're lying, but she won't know. Ever. You're a very good liar. It is. The estate was the prize jewel of this region for a long time. It's quite a magnificent piece of architecture, even now. Shall we take our tour? Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name's Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip: some explorers Ugh, I can't speak again. It's a lot of reading. Tip, some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Okie dokie. So... Alright, let's do this one again. I've always dreamed of having a kitchen like this. It's so much bigger than what I'm used to in the city. Is that a kitchen island? It is. Thank you. Awesome. I love PB and J. I've tried to say jelly and then J at the same time, and I was like, how do you know it's one of my favorites? That smile can't be real. That's actually a horrible smile. That is, oh my goodness. It's very, yeah, that's gone through my soul. I didn't, but good for you. I might want to eat something other than PB and J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online though, so I wouldn't be going with you. A general store? How folksy. Is it? It's a store that fulfills your general shopping needs. A general store just describes what it is. What if I want ice cream? Then you can buy yourself some at the general store. If you touch my stash, I will know, and there will be consequences. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom. Follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. There he is. Is that your cat? What's its name? Frau Frau, or Frou Frou. I wonder if that's a reference to the Imogen Heap band from ages ago, or if it's just a coincidence. I never know if it's pronounced Frau Frau or Frou Frou. Do not try to pet her. If she wants to pet, oh my goodness, let's start that sentence again. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Leave the cat be. You decide to follow Tabitha's advice. Shall we move on? The bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must, if you must. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Do I do another lie? Let's go for it. I absolutely love it. I've always wanted one of those bathtubs with the little feet on it. Glad you like it. That bathtub is an extremely valuable antique. Who exactly uses this bathroom? Guests. Are you sure this toilet works? Yes, why wouldn't it? The water bills get paid, therefore the toilet works. Now do your business so we can move on. You silently stare at the monumental task in front of you. Lift the toilet seat. Oh. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. We're gonna use it. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must, and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. Let's go for another one. This is incredible. How do you know how much I love cherubs? That chest is to die for. I'm surprised to see that you have such discerning taste. Every last piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique, handed down through the family for generations. Who used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tip: some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and others down the line. Is there a library in the estate? I couldn't bring too many books with me, and I'm not sure what else I should do with my time. There is, but as I said earlier, most of this building is off limits. And the library is in the West Wing, which is extra off limits. You're better off heading into town. I'm pretty sure there's a library there. Wait, where are you going? To work. Somebody has to pay the bills around here. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mum. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. I didn't know we owned a coal mine. We don't own a coal mine. I own the coal mine. Your side of the family forfeited any claim to it years ago. Can I come watch? What? No. The mine is dangerous. I can't babysit you and do my job. Don't you ever Don't you ever think about things you could be doing with your life that might give you a better sense of purpose than running a coal mine? Some of us don't have that luxury of choice, Asuka. Some of us had to stick around to keep the family business from crumbling, to keep this town from crumbling. Some of us had to temper our expectations for how our lives were going to go. There's a simple satisfaction to getting a task done, and that's all I need. Do whatever it is you want to do while I'm gone. Just don't do anything silly or dangerous. Not while I'm responsible for you. What should I say? Do you think you could take me to town before you leave? No, it's just down the hill. You can walk there yourself. What am I supposed to do while you're gone? There's a very demanding job I should be getting back to right now that doesn't include figuring out activities for you to occupy your time with. I'm not your babysitter. Why don't you, I don't know, go walk around in town or something until you get tired? There are historic buildings to look at. I'm sure you'll have a great time. Are you sure you can't take the day off? It's a special occasion. Your cousin's in town. No, some of us have responsibilities. If you think about it, though, isn't the greatest responsibility of all taking care of your family? Ha, that's rich coming from someone whose mother abandoned us because she didn't want to run the family business. And now here I am, the only person left to manage the estate, and here you are, asking to take me away from my duties to hang out with you. I'm going back to work. Stay here, go into town, do whatever you want, just keep out of trouble. Hey, did I do something wrong? You asked me to come to this funeral, but since the moment I got here, you've been acting like I spat on your coffee. What's going on? Was it something I said? Okay, I'm sorry. I've been testy since you've gotten here. You haven't done anything wrong. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. I hope I've said that correctly. Food. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task, given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Approach the... I can't say it. Frou frou, frou frou. The cat hisses at you. Oh my gosh. The cat hisses as you draw near, but remains firmly in place. This is clearly frou frou. What should I say? Frou frou or frou frou? I'm just going to commit to one. I'm going to go with... I'm maybe going to go... I don't know. I always used to pronounce it frou frou, so it feels wrong to say frou frou, but now I'm leaning more towards frou frou. So I'm gonna say frou frou and hope I don't regret that. This is clearly frou frou's spot on the counter. I want to, but we'll try it. We'll be naughty. Yeah. Tried petting her. Oops. You put out your hand in an attempt to pet Frou Frou. She bites you viciously. Honestly, what were you expecting? The cat emits a low growl as you cautiously back away. Search the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Examine old takeout. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting, beyond words. A liquefied mess wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. The substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. For God's sake, put it back. Your body reacts before you even register what you're doing, compelled by a deep primal disgust. You shove the container back in the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life. Check mayonnaise. You know you probably shouldn't, but a part of you has to know how old that mayonnaise is. You pick up the jar, its label flaking in your hand. It expired 10 years ago. This jar of mayonnaise is old enough to graduate the 5th grade. Best to put it back and forget you ever saw it. Oh, ice cream. We won't do it. Take jelly. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, a knife, bread, and some peanut butter. Better close the fridge and keep looking. Close the fridge. We won't take the ice cream. We'll be good. You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. Search the pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Take bread. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great, one step closer to a satisfying snack. All you need now is a plate, a knife, and some peanut butter. Take peanut butter, the king of nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. The only things you need now are a plate and a knife. She said not to touch the mac and cheese as well, didn't she? So, close the pantry. You close the pantry door as best you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. Search the cabinets. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware, and oddly enough, the utensils. Grab a plate and a butter knife. You grab a plate and a butter knife. This is the last ingredient you need to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. Examine the mug. It reads, "I was blown away at Bowling Rock, NC, so your aunt and cousin actually travelled sometimes. even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Examine the shot glass. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl-Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you've heard from your mum, Pearl-Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. You close the cabinet and look back to the rest of the kitchen. Make that PB&J. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations! You can feed yourself. Yay! Now I'm hungry. A job well done. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. I guess we could check out the garden. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Explore the garden. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Return to the kitchen. You head back inside and close the door behind you. You're done here. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Settle into your room. Now that you've finally eaten, the aches and pains of your journey have started to sink deep into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance of your room. Maybe put your spare clothes in the dresser. Ooh. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet but angry. Maybe we should have given it a PB&J sandwich. Oh, you could give it the boiled peanuts. Sure. You hold out your still dripping bag of boiled peanuts. Oh no. I did this in another game. I think it was the council where I killed a bird. The opossum hisses in disgust, stiffens and begins to drool, feigning death. You close the drawer. You might as well leave it be. You open the drawer next. It's empty, as good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. Check the closet. That's a scary doll. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Pick up the doll. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, "Property of Alexandra." No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you. Look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, I hope I've said that correctly, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you definitely do that. Just not right now. Shall we examine the painting on the wall? This must be an old relative of yours, very old, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Take a nap. You've earned it. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. Alright, that's enough. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to make the cousin angry. I'm obviously very curious about a lot of things, but I feel like I should wait. Might as well head to town. Now that you're settled in, there's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension, though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continue down the path. It's really pretty out here. Continue down the path. Finally, you made it back to town. The Hollow, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Is the dog cute? Gretchen, come back! Oh, I couldn't read it quick enough. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. I love Pugs. She's so cute. Thanks, she is cute. Sure, most of her teeth have fallen out and she's got a couple of weird growths, but for a 17-year-old pug, that's pretty good. That's amazing. 17? That's incredible. She's so cute. Look at the tongue and the eyes. It sure is. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. Or better yet, 20. The more time we get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretch? How about I introduce myself so you won't be nervous? I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up on the Hollow. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? I want to offer everyone my boiled peanuts, apparently. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Oscar. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone in that big house. I'm sorry, did I hear you right? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. Is she always so, rough around the edges? Yep, that's Tabby for you. I wouldn't take it too personally. I'm not sure what it says about her state of mind that she's still her same old grumpy self. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even though she'd probably never admit it. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody's known everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck, and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I did just have a sandwich though. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Follow her. That's nice. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air, in contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate. The diner is filled with the comforting din of human life, all of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Sorry, everybody. Hey everyone, I'm Aska, just in town for the funeral. Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Looks like your entrance was a little more dramatic than you were expecting, huh? Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is, and with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully placed a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Ah, shucks. Thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Cute. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Tip, you can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. Oh, look. Get a little close up. That's adorable. I love it so much. Anything for you? Offer them the boiled peanuts. Oh, that would be rude. Stella said she's buying, so I'll have one of everything, please, and thank you. Order a biscuit and a coffee. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the county. They said country. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? I love that the dog's just moving a little bit in each frame. That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. Like, so cute, so cute. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. I'm sorry, did you just say the library has a reading adventure? Haha, yeah. My tummy is rumbling at the sound of sandwiches now. Oscar's all about keeping things on theme, so this month it's a bunch of ghost stories. I think he's calling it scary bookies, you know, like how a ghost would say it. Oh, neat. I'd be happy to take you, but it's totally cool if that's not your sort of thing. Anyways, it's really just an afternoon. Any idea what you want to do for the rest of the week? What's your angle? My angle? I would never have an angle. She definitely has an angle. Okay, so my job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with a camera, and it's always better when someone else is there too. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns biscuit in tow. Oh, I really want one. I really want one. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. That's kind. Thanks, Avery. It looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth, as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa, this is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Haha, oh Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the dog. I'm a YouTuber. Cool, what kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Asuka. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah. The Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. The size and shape of the creature's body tells you it's likely a predator, and it's definitely not a wolf. You seem to recall that mountain lions used to live up here. Who's to say if there aren't a few left? Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it would be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog, or even a capybara, that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. Maybe it's a mountain lion. It's definitely got that predator shape and size, and there used to be a population in North Carolina. No way, it's absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions left this far east. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found jack squat, and there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And the body is too long. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries are missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly, some exotic pet owners set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Oops, sorry Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Doesn't Skunk Ape live in Florida? Oh, you know your stuff, don't you? I knew you'd make a great partner. It mostly lives in Florida, but there have been sightings as far north as Virginia. While I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town overclaimed to have seen one on her deck, playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky. That sort of thing? That depends. Will Gretchen be there? Hello? Of course, it's actually been a while since I've had anyone but Gretchen out there with me. I am so emotionally attached to this dog, honestly. Say no more. I'm in. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking, I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us, get the old gang back together, though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole, if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or...? Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know, yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for Skunk Ape. We could take the easier trails, if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week, and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Haha, yeah, I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so, but I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about it really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious, you'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. That'd be nice, I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome, I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down, since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait, we've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. Leave a tip. You reach into your pockets and pull out a single crumpled dollar bill and a quarter. As long as you don't get sick of peanut butter and jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, the chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel strangely calm. The setting sun paints beautiful colours in the sky, fresh air fills your lungs, and pleasant songs of crickets trill around you as night descends. This is where you're supposed to be, with Stella by your side, a sweet smile on her face, and Gretchen plodding along in front without a care in the world. Look how cute again. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. The past summer was the hottest on record since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. There's a little bum. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Are you really expecting to find anything out here? What are the chances we actually run into a skunk ape in just one night of filming? That's fair. We are hunting a creature that stayed hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping out to star on my little YouTube channel? But hey, the chances are never zero, right? Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? You know, like ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of scary stuff. I never had much luck though, especially when it came to ghosts. Back when I started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When all's said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, and I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there. But if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves, I kinda lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they really are out there, geez, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So let's hope all of that's just bunk, am I right? What do you think about aliens? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real. and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. Let's just go with the Booksmart option. I do believe aliens exist, but I'm not too sure they've visited Earth. The chance that anything beyond a single-celled organism exists anywhere close enough to realistically travel to Earth, combined with the even smaller chance of those life forms existing at the same time as us, combined with the even smaller chance that those organisms have invented and perfected space travel to the extent that they can casually visit other worlds, those chances are low. Let me just say that much. Low, but not zero. Anyway, agree to disagree, but I've heard some neat stories. I know somebody who knows somebody who heard a story from this trucker in Fayetteville? His truck stopped in the middle of the road, just shut down completely, even though he had a full tank of gas. And suddenly, it looked like daylight outside. He could see cows in the fields, birds in the sky, then this metallic, egg thing appeared, floating in front of his truck. He passed out, and when he woke up, he was missing one of his pinkies. It was like it had never been there. It was just smooth skin where a pinky should be. I know it's a second-hand source, but there's plenty more like it, and if they are true... that is pretty interesting. Maybe I could come around on this eventually, if there's more proof. Oh, do I ever have more proof? Once we're back in civilization, I have a stockpile of videos and interviews that'll blow your mind. Has anything bad ever happened on one of these hikes? You know, just curious. Look at the dog. Let me think. There was that time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. But he was fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple of months to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also that time I was out here alone and kind of got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the wampus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside, bored to tears. Lassie she is not. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later, I was right as rain, so it could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I'd barely count it. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. I'm sorry, did you say you almost got shot? Are you sure it's safe? You know, I'm a little surprised to see you getting cold feet. I know we just met, but I had you pegged as pretty adventurous. I really wouldn't worry about Duke though. He might be a little jumpy, but he means well, and these trails are a ways off from his farm. And if it makes you feel any better, I've been out on the trails with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the woods when he walks. We'll hear him long before he sees us. And the wildlife isn't anything to be afraid of either. The worst I've seen up here is the occasional black bear, and even they scare easy. But hey, there's no point worrying about whatever bad stuff may happen to us. Sure, sometimes worrying can help you prepare for something, but we are as prepared as can be. I even carry bear mace. And if you're as prepared as you can be, why give in to your anxiety when you can have fun instead? It's not like being anxious ever stops anything bad from happening. In my experience, all it does is make the bad thing worse. The only thing you can do is tell yourself, this has happened, there's no going back to before this bad thing happened, and then you work on making things better. Anyway, all this is to say, we're good, don't worry. Did you hear that? Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl. Phew, sorry for getting scared, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, just old Duke. Now what the hell are you looking for way out here? Skunk ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick. You aren't. Is that? Yep. I see. Welcome to the Hollow. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Another stranger, another opportunity for a salty introduction. Shall I do the boiled peanuts? You hold out the slippery bag in front of Duke. It's grown quite fragrant since you first put it in your rucksack, like the scent of old beer, but you're pretty sure that's what it's supposed to smell like. Boiled peanuts? From your backpack? No, I'm all set, thank you. Now both of y'all, head on back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter, and won't be too appreciative if a couple of fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy. Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella, Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. That you did. But I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it. The way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chunkabungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week. I can't afford to lose many more than that. I'm so sorry to hear that. But I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is. But I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damned mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. It couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. What should I do? Should I just lie or... Okay, we'll go home. What? Good, I'm glad you got some sense. Stella needs somebody like that around. But I've got to film tonight. The video needs to be out by tomorrow evening, so I can keep on schedule. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. No, Stella, we should leave. We should leave and we shouldn't come back. You turn and wink at Stella as subtly as you can. She immediately picks up what you're putting down. Alright, Duke. Maybe you've got a point. Come on, Oscar. Let's go back to town. Maybe my viewers won't be too angry with me. Glad to hear you're finally seeing some sense, Stella. You two run along now and stay safe. Feel like I've picked a useful option here for dialogue choices. Well played, Asuka. Really threw him off the trail by pretending we're going back to town. Now come on. I know we can loop around him. We can loop around without him noticing. Should I say, Yeah, we fooled him good, but can we actually go back to town? I can't say I like the thought of sharing the woods with someone who has a shotgun and might shoot anything that moves. Oh, you don't have to worry about old Duke. I've been out tracking with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. They've said this already. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. Oh, fine. There's no shaking you, is there? You'll just follow me until I finally relent and go monster hunting with you. I promise it'll be fun and safe. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Oscar, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellas. I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all this beautiful scenery. It's gorgeous out here, don't you think? I'm loving the biodiversity up here. I'm so used to only seeing pigeons and rats. I can't wait to whip out my copy of Guide to the Birds and Wildlife of Western North Carolina and go to town on some identifications. Oh, so you're a bit of a bird watcher. I hear bird watchers go wild for cardinals, and they're our state bird, so you're in for a great week. You'll get an eye full of all the angry little red birds your heart could desire. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. Is that the dog? Is that the little pug? Whoa, was that a deer? I've seen videos of them making that scary little warning snort, but I've never heard it in person. Sure was. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. Oh, gosh. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. I like how it's like animated, like, as well, rather than just being like completely still images every time. Geez, Gretchen, calm down, you're gonna hurt yourself. No. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. Well, she's not going to go missing, is she? You're too much of a potato, and they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? So cute. I have a really bad feeling she's going to slip out and run off. Was there some sort of cyst or something on that deer? It looked bad. Yeah, I think you're right. I'd bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger, poor thing. But there's not much we can do about it. Why do you bring Gretchen out here with you? She does seem like the safest choice for a hike. She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty, even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is running around in the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? That got my heart rate up. I'm so ready for the hunt. Same for me. How's about we take a quick snack break to fuel up, and then we get right into the night's activities. I've got all the best trail snacks. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. Oh, which one should I take? Can I not give the nuts and contribute them? Take the trail mix, extra M&Ms. You grab the trail mix. Classic choice, it never fails to satisfy. I like to mix my own to make sure it has the best stuff, and I use dried cherries instead of raisins. Maybe it's a bit of a controversial pick, but even as someone who's passionate about dried fruit, I simply cannot abide raisins. Yes, finally someone who gets it. Raisins are glorified mouse droppings. They destroy everything they touch. Definitely, any other dried fruit is better. Glad to finally meet a fellow preserved fruit connoisseur who can appreciate my refined taste in trail mix. Haha. I ran out of breath then and just came out like, ha. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of the evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Raccoon City. Do you have a house? An apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? What a story I could say about Raccoon City. Tell me what it's like to be Asker. So I can choose what what should I say? I live in an apartment with a difficult roommate. I didn't find this guy. An old roommate of mine had him move in, then they left and just stuck me with him. He's not the worst roommate I've ever had, so I can't complain too much. The biggest issue is his complete lack of respect for any boundaries. He sleeps on the couch in the common area most nights, always unclothed. He steals bites of my food, which he thinks he's being really sneaky about, but there's nothing sneaky about taking a huge bite out of a freshly made sandwich when there are only two of us living there, even if I'm in the other room when it happens. And he infringes on my privacy all the time too. If I close the door to my room, he'll just start screaming and sometimes even attack the door until I open it, then just walk away. It's like he has a complex about closed doors. Which of course also means he doesn't close the door when he's doing his business, almost like he wants me to watch him. And at least once a week he somehow misses and leaves these big pee puddles, which I always wind up stepping in. It's gotten to the point that I think he's causing lasting damage to the house, and no matter what I say or do, it just doesn't get through to him. Anyways, sorry for the rant, but I could go on for hours about this guy. I mean, he's a cat. Yeah, but he's a particularly horrible cat, and it's not like I can just give him away or anything. That would be cruel. Wait, he's a cat? Like the animal? Yeah, his name is Truck. I'm terrified I won't get my security deposit back because of what he's done to the place. So, what do you do for a living? Ooh. Oh yeah, let's go with this one. I have an Etsy store where I sell assorted arts and crafts. Sometimes I'll do commissions, sometimes I'll just sort of find something on the street and fix it up with a quirky design, like giving something a mustache or painting it to look like a bee. Ooh, so you're an artist. And you upcycle trash. That's cool, Asker. Aw, thanks, Stella. Most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but you know what? I love it. It might not be much, but it's empowering to feel like I'm taking control of my own destiny. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up on what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. You can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched. You scan the tree line, but whatever might be out there is nowhere to be seen. I think we're being watched. It might be Skunk Ape. Do your best to pretend it isn't watching us. We don't want to scare it off. What about you? What is your living situation? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. I gather your parents aren't exactly around anymore? Yep, you got it. They died a few years back. But it's okay, I've done my mourning. Life goes on. And we still get to live in our beautiful family home, just me and Gretchen. It could be a lot worse. I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say. I'm just so sorry. Ha, that's okay. I know it's weird, especially since we just met today. Oh, look at the dog chewing. Whoa. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. Please tell me that was a raccoon or something. Or something. Yeah. Whatever made that sound, I've never heard anything like it. And it's close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me, and let's check this out. I don't want this responsibility. If Gretchen leaves, I feel responsible. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Chickens? Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2-3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either. So I think we can rule out Skunk Ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. Are we about to discover a new animal? I never thought I'd get to scratch that one off my bucket list. Yeah, I'm pumped. But if we won't get to discover it... we won't get to discover it unless we catch it. Let's go. Stella sprints into the woods in pursuit, leaving you no choice but to run after her, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Oh no. Oof. Are you okay? Hey, yeah, I'm alright. I just tripped on something weird. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh Jesus, it's still alive. Investigate the chicken. Oh. You move towards Stella to get a closer look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Examine the head. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Examine the wing. Looks like this is what Stella slipped on. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the last of this chicken's concerns. Examine the growth. Good God, at first you thought it might have been a tumour, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. If you didn't know better, you'd say it could be some sort of parasitic growth, like a wasp laying eggs inside a caterpillar. Having investigated to your heart's content, you turn away to give Stella room to film. Ahem, it seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumour, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Geez, I'm gonna have to put up some massive content warnings for this video. Hey, do you hear that? What in Sam Hill are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to? But Birdie. Oh, Birdie, what's wrong, darling? Good God. Did you see what did this to her? Duke, we're on the same team here. We both want to know what happened to Birdie as much as you do right now, so we'll get to the bottom of this, I promise. We were on the trail when we found her like this. Whatever did this to her, I think we can hear them in the trees. Put that camera away, for God's sake, girl. I don't want to be in another of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurting. Oh, it's making me really sad. Duke, did you hear me? I think they're coming closer. Oh, at least he's got the chicken. I hope he can save it. Come out, you sons of bitches. Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what'll happen. You hear that, Stella? That ain't the sound of something peace-like. Whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls. Come on, you, whatever your name is. Grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. No, don't do it. Quick, they're closing in on us. Oh no. I knew this was going to be a kind of choice thing. I've got to go for the dog. Dive for Gretchen. Ugh. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. God damn it. You hear her body hit the ground, then quiet as the chaos fades and sounds of nature creep back in. Gretchen, Oscar, Duke, are you alright? Yeah, I'm okay. You? I'm okay. Gretchen whines and shakes in your arms. Gretchen, here, I'll take her, my poor little pup. Thanks for watching out for her. Duke, are you okay? Oh no, I feel bad. Oh my god. Oh my god, Duke, holy shit. What do we do now? What the hell are we supposed to do? What do you mean, what do we do now? Duke had a hunting accident by himself in the woods, that's it. Are you serious? We have footage of exactly what happened here. Sure, it's a little dark and shaky, but you can kind of make out that thing coming out of the woods. We can take it to the police. Duke's family deserves closure. Other people deserve to know what's out here. It's going to be a lot harder for them to believe what really happened than to decide that the stranger from the big city came into town and shot someone. It'd be too easy for them to pin this on me. You're right. This whole thing is hard to believe. We need more footage. Come on, let's go after them before we lose our chance. Are you sure this is a good idea, Stella? Nope, but we're already in this deep. What's the harm in digging a little deeper? Then maybe we shouldn't do this. A man's dead. Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to town and regroup. Oh, I'm guessing the chicken also got taken again. As you and Stella quickly make your way back through the woods, the unearthly whispers of creatures unknown once again surround you. Oh, they're horrible. Keep moving. You say nothing, continuing forward with a grim determination. We're almost there. Do you think there's something to do with the coal mines? Because obviously the coal mine's like a theme. I'm wondering if, yeah, they're related. As you and Stella reach the main road, the whispers fade back into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. Are you sure we shouldn't call the cops? Yes, I'm goddamn sure. They're only going to make things worse. Okay, but we've got to take this to someone. My friend's mom knows about all sorts of supernatural stuff, and she's usually up at this hour. Let's head over to her place. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Now that you're back on the main road, you must finally be getting reception again. 6 missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. Call her. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. You text Tabitha back and let her know you're okay. Your message sits unread. Tabitha seems worried. It's pretty late, isn't it? Okay, sure, why not? Who cares? Let's keep this nightmare going. You alright, pal? Seems like you might be losing it a little. All the more reason to visit my friend's mum. I always leave her place feeling lighter. Come on, she's just down this way. I hope she's still awake. Ask her. Jesus. Oh my god. Scary. You and Stella turned to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. It's a horrible image. Welcome home. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Mrs. Forsyth. This is Aska. Is it okay if we come in? Of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Aska. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the Hollow, and now poor Pearl Anna's gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Boiled peanuts. You hold out your bag of peanuts to gift to Sybil. She offered you and Stella tea after all, and it's only polite to offer something in return. Oh my, thank you for the kind offer, dear, but I'm afraid it's far too late for me to have something so salty. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. How did you know that she died? Oh, Pearl Ann was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of, bless her heart. I never met Pearl Ann. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. I have no feelings about the woman. Ha, that's fair, child, but it seemed like the right thing to do. We need your help. Yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You knew about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? I'm not so sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which aches. I know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh, my lord, have you contacted the police? No. It just didn't seem believable. That's why we came here first. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. I can't say I know much about local wildlife. My daughter has always had a brighter gift for nature than I. This wasn't local wildlife, Mrs. Forsyth. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out her camera and turns the screen towards Sybil. Where was this? Up the mountain to the northwest? Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with me, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. I'm Gretchen, who's a good potato. Little spotlight for Gretchen. And a stranger. What are you doing in my house? Do I really need to do this again? Should I do this again? I'll say things first. Hi, I'm Aska. Tabitha's cousin? Yep. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess, so I'll just bring it out there. Heads up, Kanika, this is graphic. Duke got killed out in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? We can watch this without you. You know I have a harder stomach than any of our friends. I'm pressing play. Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Asuka and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? Did you get hurt? I'm fine, really, I'm okay. I'm fine too, thanks for asking. The other three look at you, unsure of what to say. Poor Duke, poor Beau. Poor Duke, poor Beau. Has anyone told him yet? Right now, we're just trying to pull ourselves together. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss. I agree, those things are still out there, and as long as they are there, more people are in danger. So very true, but not for the reasons you think. These things, my grandmother called them ditchlings. They are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Mom, come on, whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Asuka with this taily-po crap. A man just died, have some respect. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. The creatures themselves are harmless to people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. How can you say that? Duke is dead. An unfortunate accident and nothing more. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is to be cursed by fate. Jesus, Mom, they've clearly had a rough night, they don't need this. It's okay, Kanika, this is helpful. Stella, whatever these things are, they aren't magic. We can't rule that out, not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the chickens in our video, or the chicken in our video. What was that growth? Maybe the ditchlings were here for Duke, like some sort of self-fulfilling prophecy? Unfortunately, no. Their presence forewarns of something far more sinister than one man's death. Stop speculating about this occult nonsense, let's focus on what we know. Right, what are those growths? It must be part of their life cycle. I looked at that chicken up close and it looked like it had some sort of parasitic growth, like when a wasp lays eggs in a caterpillar. That seems plausible, but I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something this out there, not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all of this up. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I'd put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I really want a hot drink now. I don't know, it's getting late and I should let Asuka get some rest. I ran her ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I can stay out. I'm still wired from everything that happened. Heh, okay. Maybe it's that I'm eager to get home and start doing some research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Is that what you called them? That's right. You go on home now, and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Asuka. I guess I'm leaving. It's excellent, ice still warm. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alrighty, let's head back home. My home, I mean. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. I kind of want to, because the house I was gonna stay at wasn't so nice, and I'm like, this feels better, and I don't want to walk home alone and stuff. Thanks for the offer. I'm terrified of being alone tonight. Yeah, no kidding. I can't say I was looking forward to it myself. It doesn't take long for Stella to fix up the guest room for you. While it's certainly smaller than its counterpart at the estate, it's far better cared for. Make yourself at home. It feels like you actually get like more choice options with this. Like, I feel like I don't know, maybe I would have gotten talked out of going back to Tabitha's house. But I may not have been, and I may have a completely different thing now. So I'm really interested to like replay it and see, do the options really matter? Like, because you know some games where like they give you options, but it will still give you kind of the same outcomes regardless. But yeah, I get the impression from this you genuinely get different experiences, but maybe not. I don't know. You didn't have to do all this, right? You don't have to worry about that. I'm glad the guest room is finally getting some use. What do you make of all this? Gosh, I don't even know where to begin. Those creatures are out there and Duke is dead. I know that some of things Sybil said were a little wild, but if she is right and they are an omen, maybe we can change things and stop whatever's brought them here before it happens. I'm sorry, Stella, I just don't believe in magic. These ditchlings are definitely real, but there has to be a more rational explanation than the occult. Maybe. We'll have to see what tomorrow's research turns up. This whole ditchling myth might be the best lead we've got. Who was the guy outside of Sybil's? There was something really off about him. Wayne? I haven't really gotten to know the guy. I think he works in the mine. It might be worth looking into him. I should probably try calling Tabitha. Right, she'd probably like to know you're not dead. Get some rest, Oscar. I'll see you in the morning. You pull out your phone and call your cousin. It rings for a moment before she picks up. Where the hell have you been? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I texted you back as soon as I had reception. Did you? I didn't notice. Do you know anyone named Wayne? You feel a slight but palpable hesitation before Tabitha answers. I employ over 100 people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. You hesitated before answering me about Wayne. It's late, Asker, and you never came home. I'm sorry that your random questions and accusations caught me off guard. Now, are you going to tell me where you've been or not? I went into the woods with this girl I met to find some cryptids, and a lot of really terrible things happened. Ah, so you met Stella then. Ugh, that explains everything, and she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll collect you tomorrow. From the comfort of Stella's guest bed, the events of the past evening seemed like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a relaxing week in the mountains with a new friend. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. From behind closed doors, you can faintly hear the sounds of quiet sobs. The animation's very cool. at the end of the game, or end of episode 1. Yeah, this is the end of episode 1. You can pick up the rest of the game in early access on Steam or itch. Episodes 1 to 4 are out now. Obviously I'm playing this a bit after this, so like, yeah, not in early access anymore, I imagine. But that was great. That was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed that. Surprisingly scary, actually, for a visual novel game. I thought it wouldn't be that bad, but there are definitely moments where I was like, oh, yeah, it's quite scary. Yeah, really love the art style and just general feel of it, so really keen to play the full thing because I'm also like curious as to what's happening. But yeah, obviously I'm going to wrap up here. I think there's probably nothing else. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 2, please save your game now. I will do that. Alright, amazing. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up here, but thanks so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!